Afternoon all. Okay, let's have a quick 5-minute game this afternoon. And alright, so who's around? GMs. Okay, we got a game. It's a bon1 2197. Try maybe a winnower. Or bishop g5 line against the classical. It's a nice gambit, is usually good fun. Okay. Not putting pressure on my centre too much at the moment. I think I might take that. Just try and hold the centre. Put more pressure on e5 and e6. In fact, can I not just castle queenside for a bit of a hack attack if he plays h6? I've got a ready-made fishing pole. So I castle queenside. That might be interesting. I'm thinking of doing a video soon on what I call tactical resource independent play. So I'll try and explain that in a video coming up soon with some examples. It's just an idea, really. I'm not 100% sure it's a brilliant idea. Maybe it's just a positional idea. Okay, so okay, what is going on here? So he's not playing h6. If I play knight e5, he could take. I could play bishop h7. Would I get anything? It might be quite dangerous. So I could alternatively play maybe g3 for bishop f4, weaken f3. I think that's interesting. I hope it's interesting for bishop f4. You can imagine if a3, bishop f4 would be really embarrassing for the queen. You know, if nothing else, I get a clamp back on e5. I threaten maybe the c7 pawn. So it just gives me an option, bishop f4, but you know, is f3 being weakened? Is that an issue here? I mean, knight e5, you know, he could take, just take, you know, take maybe c5, he's getting the centre. Bit of an undermining of the centre. So this idea of a3 and bishop f4, if b5, bishop f4, queen b4, it's not really on d4, so maybe bishop c7, rook c8. Too much counterplay, possibly. Okay. So yeah. So if we look at tactical resources here, you know, you could think, well, there's a loose, kind of a loose piece on f3, slightly looser. Okay, can I just kick that, or am I encouraging a bishop a3 soon if I do that? Alright, so knight e5 is out of the question here. h5, there's h6. Bishop d2, there might be knight d4. So there's a bit of a problem here. Maybe, okay, h5 is okay, and if h6, bishop c1. I'll try that. Am I getting in trouble? What about just king h8? He's really setting up. No, he's not really setting up anything on d4 at the moment. If I play a3, I'm just concerned about queen a5 and bishop a3. I don't want to give an excuse for a hack attack. I think h6 might be a useful pawn here, even if it's closed. Okay, so go back here. Maybe a3 is more justified. Maybe this diagonal's useful. Maybe knight e5. But there's always knight d4. Still, this guy's a bit potentially loose. Knight g5 just on e6, that looks tempting, but knight d4. Okay, he's going for this. So bishop g6 here, I suppose queen g4. Doesn't that look okay? Bishop b5 is bishop just takes. Bishop a6 seems a bit crazy. Queen a7 maybe. Bishop f5. I think bishop g6, it does look as though it should weaken his king a little bit. This continuation. No, I'm just losing the exchange. Oh dear. Why did I do that? I've just managed to lose the exchange on this. Bishop h5 is a resource. Just about. Not really what I intended at all. To find bishop h5 there. Just about. So if knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes. Otherwise, you know, if I'd taken and then knight g4, that would be a disaster. Here I've averted a disaster with bishop h5. The h6 pawn is as I intended, an asset there for a dangerous pawn. The diagonal might be useful to spring on later. He's giving up d5 here for what? For this skewer. Okay, and then rook e7 takes, rook e7. So takes bishop c6, rook e5. Okay, I suppose he take on there. Might be bishop e3 for bishop d4 there. If I don't take, in that position, well, there might be just f4 here, just undermining his centre for bishop e3. I might just try f4 if I don't want to lose something on the f file that quickly, or try and get back on this diagonal. Mind you, he's caught up on the clock there with that thing about f4. So d4. Okay, I could just try and do something about this skewer. Mind you, d4 here, disrupting these pawns, going up to about 30-second advantage on the clock again. d4, f takes. Can I play f takes here, just trying to weaken his pawns? Maybe. Okay, so bishop f4 is probably out of the question. Knight e4. The knight's being pushed back, unfortunately. Oh no, well, the knight hasn't got any squares. So maybe bishop g5 is. Oh no, this is very unfortunate tactically. This game. Sometimes it looks like, you know, he's pushing me back quite unpleasantly. If I have to rely on bishop f6 for rook d7, it's not brilliant. On the other hand, yeah, he's winning a clear pawn, but I get rook on the 7th. If he takes and tries to take on b2. So yeah, he's full of resources, this guy, and aggression. So much for tactical resource independence. If I just attack that, bishop g2, there's rook h2, I guess. Alright, I'll take that one. So he's a pawn up. He's going for more. If I can't try and come back on this diagonal. Oh, it doesn't look good. Oh, there's knight c3 as a threat now. Oh dear. Okay, bishop d4, just, I don't know. I'm just going to lose a piece here. Whoops. I thought he was dangerous. Okay, I've got a rook on the 7th, and I've got clock advantage. Can I get the other rook on the 7th to compensate for being a piece down? Very unpleasant, to say the least. Let's try and get the other rook on the 7th. So rook g7, he's stopped. Okay. Now. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, this is just nasty. I think the clock is going to be a decider here if he carries on playing this slowly. It's going to come to my second rank as well. I'll try and get both rooks doing something. Right, is he really going to make it on the clock here with that weak pawn? Can I get that pawn if nothing else? 5 seconds. I don't think he's going to make it on the clock. Otherwise, well played overall. But luxurious on the clock. Too tactical really. Oh, this guy. I don't know. No c5, queen b4. Things went wrong here. They seem to, I don't know, I thought I rescued the situation here. Now this e5 tactical, just for knight d5 for a skewer. So, I don't know. Maybe this is this really good for black? Would he take here and take on f2? There's bishop e3 here. So if he takes, I've got bishop d4. That wouldn't be too terrible. Maybe that's a good continuation. So just knight d5. If takes like here, maybe just attacks the other rook. Can I use the exchange like this? Still might not be too bad. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just the exchange down. So this was quite aggressive. So now d4 is embarrassing actually. Where's the knight going? That's a bit of a blunder then, rook f1. So I think anything else here. So d4 is a real threat. Oh well. So now I'm in big trouble. Okay, because of this pawn. Knight c3. That's typical. Okay. Blunder in 5 minutes. Just lose a piece horrendously like that. Okay, yeah, a bit unfortunate, but okay. He just used up too much time really, and all that. Okay, comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.